North Penn High School Gymnasium, where the North Penn Knights wrestling squad is getting ready to take on the Truman Tigers. I'm Kelly Riccardi, and tonight alongside of me from way down south of the University of Miami, and of course, North Penn Television and Wrestling alumni, Kyle Berger. Welcome back, Kyle.
It's a privilege and an honor, Kelly.
Now, Kyle, what do we have to look forward to tonight? I mean, I know you've been down south and, you're warm and you're tan and things like that, but back here up north with, the wrestling squad coming up, what do we have to look forward to tonight?
Well, I think North Penn, they're having a great season. One of the best seasons in recent memory, actually. 6-0 coming into tonight's match against a very much improved Harry S. Truman team that's 5-2 entering tonight's match as well. What I expect North Penn to do is come out early and take an early lead. Joey Radisoni, the 103-pounder, is number 3 in southeastern Pennsylvania with a record of 13-5, having a great sophomore campaign. Then you got John Deary coming in, a transfer out of Lansdale Catholic, also a sophomore at 112 pounds. And then David Witt, the top 119-pounder in the region with a record of 16-4 entering tonight's match. He'll be matching up against Dan Moeller, a sophomore from Truman. So if North Penn can control those first 3 matches, they're really set up nicely to take out the Tigers.
Now, of course, you mentioned the lower weights, but as we just saw, Mike Yeager, 189, having an excellent year as a senior. Do you expect, them to pick it up as being seniors? Do you see him having a good match tonight?
Well, I think at 171 and 189, 2 seniors, the captains, Bob Hall and Mike Yeager, as you said, having nice seasons. They're just coming off of the Phillipsburg Osceola duels, and the Knights went 3-0 up there, defeating Notre Dame 43-13, to Bethlehem Catholic 41-21, and a really good team from New Jersey, North Hunterdon 31-24, to get them to 6-0. And Mike Yeager had a very decisive match against North Hunterdon, pinning a guy named Bob Policio in just a minute 37, and he's also coming off of a 7th-place finish up at the Liberty Tournament. So Mike Yeager having a really good senior season for the North Penn Knights.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, Mike Yeager had that pin. He also, unfortunately, lost the match, but as talking to him earlier this week, he said, it was just a different call, different perspective the ref had. He thought he had control. He didn't. Unfortunately, lost by 2 points. So you see him going to bounce back. Of course, we can't forget to mention that the North Penn Knights come 6-0 into this Truman, but you know what? Don't forget them. That Truman is 5-2 and 1-2 in the league. What do you have to say about that, Kyle?
Well, Truman's coming off of a big win. They beat up on Central Bucks West, who's usually a very strong team. They beat them 33-28 last Wednesday, and that's the first time in school history that Truman has defeated the Bucks. And of course, last year it was this same team that came into this exact gymnasium and beat North Penn 31-29, which was the first time they had beaten North Penn since 1985. And just squeaking by with a 31-29 win. But I think North Penn, like I said, if they come out early and are able to get up to a big lead at 103, 112, and 119, they're going to be well on their way to winning this match tonight.
And as you see the introductions getting taken away here right now, we're going to get ready, get all set up. They're going to get warmed up, and you know what, Kyle? I think it's going to be a great night. So we'll be right back after this break with more North Penn wrestling action.
It's really quite simple. The more advanced math you take, the better your chances at a better career. With courses like algebra, trigonometry, geometry, and calculus, you'll choose from a wider range of more interesting jobs. If no one has explained how the power of math can improve your future, demand that you be told. Call NACME. They'll tell you.
Hello and welcome back to the North Penn High School Gymnasium, where we're about to see the 103 match between Ken Cook of Truman and Joey Radisoni of North Penn.
Joe Radisoni ranked 3rd in the area with a record of 13-5, and Kelly, we've got some new singlets here for the North Penn Knights tonight.
Yes, and they look very, very nice.
I'm not at liberty to say that.
I'll just make all the fashion comments. Don't worry, Kyle.
Radisoni with a great high crotch off the collar tie there, and that's a shot that Joey's worked on these past couple of years and has really developed. He's got a great single leg out of the standing position. He's out to a quick lead here, 2-zip.
And I'll let you do all that stuff, Kyle.
Okay, you take the fashion, I'll take the wrestling. That sounds good.
All right.
Radisoni working a one-on-one tie from the top, and they're out of bounds. They'll go back and reset with Radisoni on top, up 2-0, 35 seconds into the match. Radisoni has about a 4 or 5 inch height advantage on Ken Cook, it appears. Cook just a freshman from Truman, and Radisoni quickly to the breakdown. Now he's got an arm bar in on Cook's left arm. Joey's got to start working that out to the side, though, or he's going to get hit with a stalling by our referee, Kim Smith, this evening. And he is working it out to the side. And now he goes to a near side tilt. Smith counting the back points. He got a 3 count. And now they're back on to the counting of the back points. Joey's got 3 back points holding for him, and he gets them awarded 5-0. 50 seconds to go in the match.
And that's the thing about Joey Radisoni, Kyle. He starts out nice and early. He just gets to work, right on his opponent, and he doesn't fear it. That's sometimes a disadvantage, though, because sometimes he'll go for a move and just get caught, but it doesn't seem to happen for him.
Near side stack for Radisoni, but Cook is out of bounds. He's trying to bring him back in. He's got 2 back points being held. Radisoni trying to bring him back in. It looked like Smith was going to slap the mat, but Cook was still out of bounds. Radisoni still trying to bring him back in. Got the pin with 19 seconds to go in the first period. And as I was saying in the pregame show, Kelly, North Penn up to a quick lead, 6-0 in the team score. And if they can keep rolling away, Truman is not going to be in this match for long.
And that's why Joey Radisoni is ranked number 3, because he's an excellent competitor. First period pin, that's what you want. North Penn takes a quick 6-0 lead with the 1:12 coming up. Truman, Larry O'Connor, a senior, versus John Deary, a sophomore transfer from Lansdale Catholic. Now, Larry O'Connor is, quite the experienced wrestler, and he's got a great record coming into this match. John Deary's got his work cut out for him.
Yeah, Deary had an unfortunate thing happen to him last week before the Liberty tournament. He's out at 5 a.m. running the day of the tournament, trying to lose that last pound and a half or so. Slipped on a patch of ice and sprained his ankle and didn't wrestle in that tournament. North Penn only sent up 11 wrestlers to that tournament, but still managed to come away with an 8th place finish in the tournament.
Which, that's a great job there by the team, but backing them up and making sure that they get the job done.
They'll reset as O'Connor resets his headgear. Double leg shot, Deary with a good sprawl. Working the power half from the front. The 3/4 Nelson. A reshot, but good defense by O'Connor, and they'll break once again, and they're going to run injury time. Or is it blood time? Kim Smith looking at the wrestlers.
I'm not sure where the blood's coming from.
It's going to be on Deary from North Penn. He's got 5 minutes to stop the bleeding, and from what it looks like, there isn't much bleeding to stop.
Now, we should mention that, the Truman coaching staff has done an excellent job. I mean, in past years, Truman just has not had a decent wrestling program, and they've really brought it up. Like you mentioned in the pregame show, Kyle, beating powerhouse like West is a big thing for a team, and they've been known to upset the big guys. North Penn cannot come into this meet, even though they do have a 6-0 lead now, as we've seen in other matches. That does not matter now.
An interesting quote from Truman head coach Steve Given in today's Inquirer. He said their attitude coming into matches like this is saying that they want to go out and knock out Mike Tyson. So North Penn considered Mike Tyson tonight to the underdog Truman Tigers. Both wrestlers are tied up in the middle of the mat with about a minute to go in the opening period. O'Connor slides out the back. Now he has a high single looking for a trip against Deary. Still holding it. He goes for the trip, but Deary recovers nicely, spins out of bounds, but Smith awards the 2 points to Larry O'Connor. He's up 2-0. Tough break there for Deary.
And Larry O'Connor is a very aggressive wrestler. We saw him in pregame warm-up for Truman, just coming out really aggressively, really, getting his adrenaline going. And he, as you can see, sprints right back to the middle circle. So he's ready to go, and he's ready to fight for this match as he takes a 2-0 lead with 43 seconds left in the first period.
O'Connor riding a T-bar. He's going to stack up Deary, but Deary rolls through. No back points awarded. 2-0 the score in the match. Larry O'Connor leading. Now it's 2-1 as Deary circles into the neutral position. They're squared off head-to-head. 25 seconds to go in the opening period. Now he's got the front headlock. If he tries to bury the head in the armpit, he might be able to get around for 2 here. Deary distancing himself from O'Connor, now trying to throw his weight around. Under 10 seconds to go as they square off toward the edge of the mat far side. And out of bounds they go with 3 seconds to go in the first period. 2-1 the score. Quick shot off the whistle is defended nicely by Deary. And after 2 minutes, it is 2-1 to favor O'Connor. Deary defers choice to O'Connor, and he'll go from the defense position. Clean start as Deary breaks him down. One-on-one tie is broken by O'Connor. Deary really riding O'Connor hard here. Now he's got a 2-on-1. Still not much going on here early on in the second period as Deary works out to the side. Working the wrist tie very effectively, O'Connor is not able to get up.
And Deary's doing a good job as Larry O'Connor has the age advantage. He is a senior and John Deary's only a sophomore and doing a nice job keeping it 2-1 with 1 minute and 15 seconds left here in the second period. So he's right in this match, really keeping it close. As I said, Larry O'Connor's quite the aggressive wrestler, so he's not going to, die very easily, and he's doing a nice job of keeping in control.
Deary doing a really effective job of keeping O'Connor down on the mat. Usually you can just go ahead and give a guy a point if he takes the bottom position to start a period, but Deary is really making O'Connor earn any points he's going to score tonight. He's got an ankle post and he's trying to get out, but Deary hangs on from behind. Now a short sit coming out the back door is O'Connor, and he earns his 1 point. It took him about a minute and a half to do it, however, and it's 3-1 now. O'Connor leading by 2. Deary sprawling out the back. O'Connor's got a hold of his left leg, and they get back into the standing position with under 20 seconds to go in the second period. Front headlock now by O'Connor. Now Deary coming out the back. He's got 10 seconds to spin behind, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. He taps the far knee, though, and gets behind for 2. He might get some back points here. He does, and time runs out. Deary picks up a quick 4 points in the last 10 seconds of the second period, and he's in the lead just like that, 5-3.
Now he's going to choose the bottom position and hoping that he can get out a little bit faster than O'Connor did, hoping to gain another point. But nice job there in the final, 10 seconds. Like you said, you didn't think he could gain control. I didn't think he could gain control, but he amazed us all. Nice job.
Yeah, Deary had a really nice far knee tap from the front headlock position and was just able to throw O'Connor down, spin behind, and actually caught him with a bit of an armbar and threw him to his back. Had there been more time, he might have even been able to get the pin against O'Connor. Deary here is just going to try to kill some time on the bottom, not give O'Connor a chance to score any points from the top position. So O'Connor is working over that left shoulder of Deary. Now he comes out to the front, and that's not a position that Deary wants to be in. So O'Connor appears to be working a cement mixer on him. Deary has to be careful about where his weight's going. Still on the front headlock is O'Connor, and he's still in control. We're about at the halfway point of the third period. 5-3 the score. 6-0 the team score. The Knights got an early pin from Joey Radisoni. And now Deary comes out the back door, and they separate neutral. 1 point for the escape. Deary fights off a fireman's carry attempt by O'Connor, spins behind, and he's got 2 more points. 8-3 the score. If Deary can get 3 more points, the Knights will get a major decision and pick up another bonus point. But with only 30 seconds left, Deary's really going to have to work hard for those 3 points. Deary with the near side leg now spinning around. Under 20 seconds to go in the match. Deary up by 5. And now Deary fights off Larry O'Connor one last time, lets him go into neutral, Tries to throw a headlock, but they go out of bounds. And Larry O'Connor pretty frustrated with himself after this match. 8-4 will be your final. John Deary picks up a big win over the senior from Harry S. Truman. Larry O'Connor 8-4. Knights up 9-0 after 2 matches.
And that's a nice job there by John Deary, the sophomore, really coming out as the underdog because, you know, O'Connor was ranked 16-1 coming into this match. So an excellent job there, giving the senior the second loss. And, you know, giving Deary the win and another 3 points for North Penn, bringing their score, the team score to 9-0. As we enter the 119 pounds, Dan Molier, a sophomore from Harry S. Truman, versus David Witt, a junior here at North Penn. And Witt being ranked, I believe, first in the 119 All-Area League. So
we got a little bit of a delay here as we're trying to fix up our officials mic so we can hear Kim Smith and all the action out on the mat. And this is going to be a real good showcase match for the Knights. David Witt, as you said, the top-ranked wrestler in the region, wrestling Dan Muller, the sophomore from Truman. And I wouldn't be surprised to see the Knights up 15-0 after this match if Witt is able to go ahead and get the slap against Muller. And we're still waiting on official Kim Smith's whistle. And we're set. David Witt, Dan Muller, 119 pounds here. North Penn leading 9-0 after 2 matches. Got a pin from Joey Radisoni in the first period over Ken Cook. And John Deary just completed a great 8-4 decision over Larry O'Connor. Witt goes right to a double leg. Great setup, and he's out of bounds. Up 2-0, used a great collar tie to set that up and picked both the ankles of Dan Muller, who is not in the best defensive position, and he's going to be put down.
David Witt, a very aggressive wrestler, coming out very early, doing what he needs to do, getting the 2 points for the takedown, 2-0 with 1:40 left in the first period.
Witt picked up a 3rd place up at the Hurricane Tournament at Liberty High School, won in overtime in the 3rd place match, and used a shot similar to that to take home the bronze medal. Tough tournament up at Liberty. Now Witt has an armbar against Muller. Smith making sure it's legal. Now Witt's trying to suck him back to the near side. He's getting back points. And he's got 3 being held. Now he's looking for the fall. Only 50 seconds into the match. Witt wasting no time going at Muller. Now he's got him in a great position to pin him.
1 minute to wrestle, first period.
Muller fighting desperately. That's a great shot to look at right there, as that right shoulder blade of Muller is just barely off the mat. He appears to be pretty flat right now, as Witt is trying desperately. Now he switches to a different position with the reverse half. 40 seconds to go in the opening period. And he gets the pin. Officially 122 into the match. David Witt showing why he's the top 119-pounder in the region. He's got Hershey on his mind. North Penn up now 15-0.
And now that improves David Witt's record to 17-4 overall. And it improves the Knights' score to 15-0. With the 125 weight class coming up, we have sophomore Zach Miller from Harry S. Truman and Pat Wertan, a 12th grader, coming up to wrestle in the 125.
And after this match is probably going to get a little interesting, as Truman has 5 wrestlers weighed in over the next 3 weight classes, so it'll be a bit of a lottery to see who is wrestling. North Penn solid with Tom Lavelle, Mike DeMatsis, and Steve Cabot through those 3 weight classes. Here's Pat Wertan working a front headlock, but they go out of bounds. A little extracurricular activity from Zach Miller. Smith tells him to settle down, and they'll restart from the neutral position 20 seconds in to the 125-pound match. Wertan gets caught a bit out of position there by Miller with the double leg, but he's able to hip in, and they go out of bounds again. Off the restart, a quick single leg shot by Miller. Wertan working that 3/4 Nelson, trying to crank the neck down on Miller. He's starting to run out of some room over on the left side of the mat right there. Once 3 limbs go out of bounds, the official will blow play dead. Now, Wertan is able to suck him back inbounds. Nice work by Pat to get the 2 points about a minute into this first period.
1 minute to wrestle, first period. 1 minute.
Now, Wertan riding a one-on-one, trying to turn Miller and get some back points in the early going. Now he's got the near side stack on Miller. Oh, look at this. He is flat as a board, and he goes down 1 minute and 16 seconds into the match. Pat Wertan gets the slap against Zach Miller. 21-0 North Penn. They could not have asked for a better start than this.
No, they couldn't, and now it is going to get a little bit interesting. As you said, 5 Harry S. Truman wrestlers weighed in for the next 5, so it will be interesting. I can't even tell you who it could be right now. We're going to have to wait and see. But coming up at 1:30 for North Penn will be Lansdale Catholic, transfer Tom Lavelle, a senior, having a wonderful year this year, and hopefully will continue.
And this is going to be Calvin Simmons. Truman weighed in either Randy Rothrock or Calvin Simmons at 1:30. So Randy Rothrock will most likely be wrestling Mike DeMatsis at 1:35. So Calvin Simmons, a junior from Truman, quickly goes to work and takes down Tom Lavelle 2 points. And he's got a crossbody ride in now, lets that go. 2-0 early on for Calvin Simmons of Truman.
Did you get the winner? Okay. We now have a winner.
Just underway in the 130-pound match, 30 seconds into it, they go out of bounds. And Lavelle will reset in the defense position. North Penn leading 21-0, getting 3 pins in the first 4 matches. And Truman has their work cut out for them if they're going to come back and beat North Penn. Lavelle quickly to his feet off the restart, trying to distance himself, but is taken back down quickly by Calvin Simmons. Simmons appears to be working maybe a near side cradle, can't tell. But he gets in bad position, got a little bit too high. Lavelle separates himself, and he's back standing 2-1 now. Simmons leading by 1 over Tom Lavelle. Quick single is easily defended by Simmons. Now a reshot. Both wrestlers in the over-under position. Now Lavelle has a bear hug, but Simmons is backing out of bounds. Just kind of playing dead, which is the best defense for a bear hug. Now Lavelle breaks the lock. 40 seconds to go, opening period. 2-1, Simmons in the lead. Both wrestlers still working that over-under. Lavelle trying to lock up, but they go out of bounds neutral. Lavelle looks over to Coach Rob Schetzline of the Knights. Schetzline telling him that if he gets that bear hug, just try a cross-body step to get the trip, which is pretty good advice. 25 seconds to go in the opening period. Calvin Simmons, the junior from Truman, leading the North Penn senior Tom Lavelle, but Lavelle is in on a single leg. Not in the best position, but he's able to get Simmons to the mat. Needs to pop his head out the door. He's got 8 seconds to do it. Simmons hanging on for dear life. 5 seconds to go. 3, 2, and 1, and that's how the first period will end. No score on that takedown for Tom Lavelle, and he trails 2-1 after 2 minutes.
Tom Lavelle had a rough weekend. He was pinned twice in the match, and I believe he won his last one, but I'm not quite sure on that. But it does here, he was pinned twice, so he's in a bit of a slump, but he could be, I heard possibly injury could be a part of that. So, I mean, there's no problem. He can definitely bounce back in times, and, he's right in this 2-1 at the beginning of 2 minutes for the second period.
There you see Tom Lavelle working to get it against that grip from Calvin Simmons, and this is stalling. He's got to attempt to bring him down within 5 seconds, and there is the stalling call from official Kim Smith against Calvin Simmons. You have to try to take the wrestler down within 5 seconds, and that's what he's explaining to Calvin right now. And Simmons says, enough with that, I'm just going to cut him. Optional start, and now we'll have a tie match. 2-2 the score, 15 seconds into the second period. Lavelle capitalizes on a very sloppy shot by Simmons. Got himself overextended, and Lavelle is up 4-2 now, quickly working with a leg, trying to get a power half on Simmons. He has it. trying to rock him back to get back points. Lavelle now in a cross-body ride. 1:20 to go in the second period. Not much happening from this position as of yet, as Simmons is trying to throw that arm over and possibly mule kick out of that leg position.
1 minute to wrestle, second period. 1 minute.
Simmons trying to switch out. He's facing Lavelle, but he has yet to get 1 point. Now he's coming up into a double leg. Takes Lavelle down out of bounds. He gets 1, not 2, as they went out of bounds before Simmons could establish control. 4-3 the score, 51 seconds to go in the second period. Both wrestlers circling, trying to tap to set up a shot. Lavelle in on a single. Head outside, trying to step over. Not really what he wanted to do there. Still fighting. Throws a leg over.
30 seconds to wrestle, second period, 30 seconds.
And now both wrestlers are deadlocked. Possible stalemate position, and that is the call of Kim Smith. Stalemate. 23 seconds to go. Lavelle leading 4-3. Lavelle, low single again. 15 seconds to finish this shot. It would be huge to have a 3-point lead going into the third period. 8 seconds to go. Now he's in a front headlock. Simmons spins behind, but he does not have him down on the mat. And at the buzzer, Simmons gets the 2. Lavelle just kind of stopped for a second there. Simmons able to capitalize, and that's a pretty huge takedown right there, Kelly. 5-4 now. Favor Simmons going into the third period, and he's down to score.
Yeah, it really was. And even though he's on bottom now, he's going to have to work hard. Tom Lavelle still has to work hard for that point. Him, he just kind of gave up in that final second, just got a little tired. Second too early. He's really got to work hard, though, for these points. It only being third period, 2 minutes left to wrestle. He's got to come out aggressive, and he's got to get, more points. He's got to maintain control the whole time.
Lavelle really rode a leg well in the second period, or in the first period, rather. And he's going to probably try to sink that leg back in, and that's what he's trying to set up right now. And probably after about a minute, if he doesn't have anything working out for him, he's going to go ahead and cut Simmons and make it a 2-point match and then try to take him back down to tie it up. Now Lavelle is coming around front. He's got a bit of a corkscrew there. Kind of a junior high type move, but it does work. And he's got that corkscrew, trying to spin Simmons down to the mat. Lavelle still working around. Simmons has a hold of his left leg. 1 minute to go in the third period. Lavelle trails by 1, 5-4. And now they're going to run injury time. As Simmons was struggling underneath there. I don't know if he couldn't breathe or not. That corkscrew position is really not a very comfortable position. And he's just trying to catch his breath here with 56 seconds to go in the match. Wrestlers have a 1:30 injury time. And he's not even going to go see his coaches over on the Truman sideline. Steve Gimmett and Steve Goldsmith both came off the bench expecting him to come over. And there you see Lavelle cutting Calvin Simmons. 2-point lead for Simmons. Lavelle has to get a takedown here. Stalling called against Simmons. Correction, that was just 1 point for an escape. 6-4. Lavelle with the bear hug. Simmons is countering. They're toward the far edge of the mat.
Lavelle has to work hard. He needs 2 points to just tie this match. 6-4 right now with 28 seconds remaining in the third and final period. Both will start in neutral position, so it's anybody's game. He needs a takedown here, and he needs to maintain control.
Simmons does have a stalling warning. That could come into play. If he gets hit with stalling again, it's a point for Lavelle. Lavelle is stuck out front trying to pick that back ankle. But he's just too extended right here. You're not going to score from this position.
And 10 seconds.
Lavelle now circling. 5 seconds to shoot. There's the stalling against Simmons. 3 seconds to shoot. And Lavelle in on the single but can't finish. He does get a point by virtue of stalling against Simmons, but he falls 6-5. Truman is on the board now, 21-3. Final score 6-5. Calvin Simmons over Tom Lavelle at 130 pounds. And we're on to the 135-pound matchup.
And now for 135, we have 4 wrestlers left from Harry S. Truman.
135 pounds for Truman, Randy Rothrock.
And Randy Rothrock will wrestle for 135, and Michael DeMontis will come in for 135 for North Penn. Mike DeMontis ranked number 3 in the area, having a great season. He was Athlete of the Week for the local North Penn Reporter, did an excellent job, had 4 bloody noses in one match and still managed to come back, used all but 3 seconds of his injury timeout. You're allowed 5 minutes, I believe, right, Kyle? 5 minutes?
5 minutes for blood. You can stop as many times as you want.
So 5 minutes for blood, and he used all 4 minutes and 57 seconds. So nice job there, and hopefully we'll see an excellent match as he gets started right away with 2-point takedown with 1:30 left.
Quick high crotch single from Mike DeMontis to take Randy Rothrock down to the mat. And Mike's a kid I wrestled with back in the day, way back in the day when I used to wrestle, even before North Penn High School. Mike's a great kid, and he was one of those kids coming up that you knew was going to be good. And he is really doing well for North Penn and potentially dangerous on the armbar against Randy Rothrock. And DeMontis went up to that Liberty tournament and took a 4th place. Lost to the same kid twice, which is kind of unfortunate.
That's always rough.
Mike Ferrara really gave him some problems. He lost to him 3-1 and then lost 3-2 in the semifinals and then lost 3-1 in overtime of the 3rd place match. So if it wasn't for Mike Ferrara, DeMontis might have won that tournament. 50 seconds to go, opening period. DeMontis has an armbar. Now he's got it sucked back. North Penn is really using this armbar effectively against Truman. He's got Rothrock on his back, fighting for his life. 38 seconds to go. DeMontis gets the slap. 34 seconds to go in the first period. And DeMontis picks up the pin.
1 minute and 26 seconds. The winner for North Penn, Michael DeMontis.
And that'll bring the score 27-3 going into the 140-pound. Again, from Harry S. Truman, we have 3 wrestlers left.
It's going to be either Steve Drum, Eric Knobloch, or Kevin Fowler.
Look, unless they're giving Eric Knobloch the night off, I believe he's one of the stronger
We need some
wrestlers.
medical assistance in the loft of the upper deck.
And this is Eric Knobloch, a senior from Harry S. Truman, ranked 3rd in the area at 135 pounds. Record of 16-0 coming in to tonight's match, undefeated, and he's going to be facing Mike McDermott. North Penn weighed in Steve Cabot and Mike McDermott at 140. And it is Mike McDermott, a freshman for North Penn, quickly getting taken down by Knobloch. And he's got a half Nelson, and Mike McDermott could be in trouble here. And he's getting stacked pretty quickly by Knobloch. He's probably a little frustrated after watching 4 of his teammates get pinned. He's out to inflict a little harm himself. And he picks up, he's still holding 3 back points against McDermott. Now he's looking to get a near side cradle, and he has it. McDermott is in trouble, and that's a pin. 35 seconds into the match, Mike McDermott falls to Eric Knobloch.
35 seconds, the winner for Truman.
Make the score 27-9. North Penn tripling Harry S. Truman after 140 pounds. We're more than halfway through this match already. 5 pins in 7 matches.
And coming up at 145 for Harry S. Truman,
Steve Drum.
It's going to be Steve Drum.
Steve Drum versus Steve Cabot for 145. So look for an excellent match here, as Steve Cabot has been having some success as he came home, I believe, 2-1 from the last dual meet that North Penn had. And just having an excellent season, him being a junior, and just rolling on some success here at North Penn. He struggled a little bit early on, but now he's, seemed to have hit the good wave. So hopefully we'll see how he does in this match.
We talked about that Phillips-Berg-Osceola team dual meet that they had, and that's a really tough tough couple of matches for North Penn, and they go up and they're able to win 3 matches as Drum throws Cabot out of bounds, no points, they reset. But those 3 matches that North Penn won are very good. Great. Says so much about Rob Schätzlein and the job he's done here at North Penn in his second tour of duty with the Knights. Cabot runs a single leg, and Drum goes down 2-0 Cabot. Really the match that explains the best about how North Penn has come this season is the North Hunterdon, New Jersey match. They won 31-24.
Yeah, I believe, not to interrupt you, but North Hunterdon is quite highly ranked as a team in New Jersey, and to come, over to North Penn or over to the Lafayette area and do wrestle versus North Penn, and North Penn to beat them, I would say that's a pretty good, sign for North Penn.
Yeah, and also defeating Notre Dame and Bethlehem Catholic, no slouches there either. Under a minute to go in the opening period, Cabot let Steve Drum go. It's 2-1. They're back neutral. Cabot, a real lanky wrestler, likes to use his hips a lot. He's going to do a lot of throws, and he gets caught a couple times, but he usually recovers as they roll out of bounds off of the mat. 30 seconds to go in the opening period, and it appears that Drum is a bit injured. He was kind of grimacing as he walked back to the center of the mat. Now Cabot fights off a shot from Drum. Tries to spin around for 2 and gets the 2. Drum quickly back facing him. Cabot trying to hang on, 10 seconds left in the period. Doesn't want to give up a cheap 1 here, but he does. They go out of bounds, and it is now 4-2 after Steve Drum fights out of Steve Cabot's takedown. Just 1 second. And that's the buzzer ending the first period. 4-2 Cabot. He has choice, and he will defer choice to the third period. Steve Drum will go down. (27-9) the team score. North Penn up past the halfway point in this match against Truman. Steve Cabot in the 145-pound match leading Steve Drum 4-2. Just underway in the second period. Cabot hanging on as they go out of bounds, and Drum is not awarded neutral. He'll restart back in the defense position. Cabot's going to go with the optional start and possibly cut Drum. He does. 4-3 now the score. 1:35 to go in the second period. Quick single leg by Drum. Cabot fights it off nicely. Out of bounds they go right in front of us. And Cabot and Drum will go back to the center, start from neutral. Cabot going with the collar tie. They separate, come back together again. Drum tapping Cabot's head seems to be annoying Steve a little bit there. Back to the collar tie goes Cabot. He's in good position here, head to head.
1 minute.
Stalling warning called against Drum. Drum has been warned for backing out in the neutral position, so Cabot, with his aggressive attack, is starting to get to Steve Drum. Under a minute to go in the second period. Cabot up 4-3, fighting off a shot from Drum. Now Cabot spins behind, gets 2, he's up 6-3. Drum quickly to a reversal, just 1, they're neutral. And there you see a little bit of Steve Cabot's hips. They get out of control every once in a while, and that cost him a point right there. 6-4 the score.
30 seconds to wrestle.
Cabot fights off a shot. Reshot, far ankle pick. Can't come up with it. Now backing out again. Cabot might get hit with a stalling warning. He's got to watch it. Under 20 to go in the second quarter, or second period, rather. Now 10 seconds. Cabot has his wrist tied up by Drum. Fights off a shot with 5 seconds to go. Reshot. But that's how the period will end. 6-4, Cabot up by a pair as we go to the third period, and he's going to go down. Really good match after 4 minutes here. Probably the most evenly matched of the night. Maybe with the exception being Calvin Simmons and Tom Lavelle, but there's a little bit better wrestling quality in this match. Cabot has to fight off a near side tilt right off the start from Drum. They go back down. Drum sinking an armbar in. Cabot running for his life out of bounds right in front of us. No change. Cabot will start back down again. .148 to go in the match. Cabot up by 2. North Penn leading in the team score 27-9. Now Cabot's able to post out and come out for 1 point, leading by 3. Now Cabot to the front headlock. He's got his head buried and does a great job. Schätzlein on the sideline, very happy with the effort, but no control given to Cabot. That's one thing Schätzlein loves to do on the sideline. He's very animated over there. When a wrestler hits a move that they've worked on in practice that week, he gets a little crazy over there. You always knew you did a good job when you look over and Schetz is clapping at you, and he was doing that to Cabot. Unfortunately, no points, so he's leading just by 3. $1:10 to go in the match. Both wrestlers circle out of bounds. 1:09 to go. Cabot leading by 3. Cabot in the collar tie once again. They've spent a lot of the match in that collar tie position. Doesn't look like they're doing much, but I can assure you it's very tiring. Now Cabot has an underhook. Throws it by, but can't get behind. Drum on the head of Cabot. They go out of bounds. 45 seconds to go.
Steve Cabot working very hard, even though he has third period, 40 seconds left. He's worked hard this entire match for what seems like so little points, as it is 7-4. But he's really been in control most of the match, wouldn't you say, Kyle?
Yeah, I would say. I mean, Steve Cabot has really controlled the wrestling in this match. A term they use is wrestling your own match, and Steve's done that. He's controlled the action. He hasn't let Steve Drum throw him around, and 7-4, it really isn't that close. Quick double leg off the whistle, and they go out of bounds, but no control for Drum. They'll restart with 22 seconds left. Cabot, once again, has to be worried about getting a stalling warning here. I think Kim Smith's about to hand one out if he keeps backing out. And there is the stalling warning. I had a feeling it was coming. 15 seconds to go. Cabot hanging on to a 3-point lead, pushing away Drum. Under 10 to go in the match now. Cabot with a throw-by with 4 seconds to go. They'll reset, and it looks like Steve Cabot's going to walk away here with a victory. All he has to do is circle off the whistle here. And there's a stalling call and a point awarded to Steve Drum. So with 2 seconds left, it's still possible for Drum to get 2 here, but he will not. Steve Cabot holds on for a 7-5 victory, and North Penn increases their lead to 21. They're up 30-9 now.
And of course, the ever infamous Zach Freiling, the sophomore, versus the junior from Harry S. Truman, Kevin Moore.
Moore's pretty good, too. He's 15-1.
Yeah.
Zach Freiling gets a lot of press. He's 13-6 and picked up a win at that Liberty tournament. This is going to be probably the feature match of the evening. Both wrestlers, probably the top wrestlers on their team. And Zach Freiling's record of 13-6, a bit deceiving. Pretty much all of his losses have been to stellar wrestlers. Mm-hmm. And he pretty much rolled through the Liberty tournament. He pinned 4 out of his 5 opponents. And he's wrestling pretty much at the top of his game right now.
Yeah, and he's really been only, improving upon his last year performance as a freshman, making it 2 states and doing well for a freshman there. And we'll look to see him back at Hershey again this year. And he's really just done a great job. Like you said, Kyle, the 13-6 record really does not reflect some of the wrestlers he had to come against. He's wrestled some of the best in the area, if not the state. He's going to have to see them again in the state competition. And one day, we might even see, a top wrestler in the state, wrestling right here at North Penn.
Well, he is the top wrestler in the region at 152 pounds, Zach Freiling is, and just about a minute into this first period.
He's actually number 2 behind Derek Zink.
I apologize, Zink did defeat him.
Who defeated him versus Upper Perk, although North Penn as a team defeated Upper Perk, and they're usually a wrestling powerhouse up there. So while he went down and defeat, the team, would not give up and had a great, great match up there.
Zach Freiling, as you heard the crowd moan, had a takedown going out of bounds, but Kim Smith stopped action before Freiling was able to secure that takedown. Freiling, of course, the defending champion of the Southeast region. Big win for him last year at that regional tournament. Moore is in on a single leg. They're trying to get out of bounds. Moore's trying to drag him back in. Gets the double leg, but they go out of bounds. No control. This match is all we expected it to be. Scoreless after a minute and 35 seconds. The wrestler's circle, 20 seconds to go. Kim Smith telling the wrestlers to get in the middle. They're not doing it. 10 seconds to go. Freiling looks for the cement mixer, can't pick it up. 6 seconds to go. He used a move up at Liberty to pick up a couple pins called the lateral drop, which Coach Schätzlein has dubbed the Zach attack. And time runs out in the first period. We're scoreless. So Zach Freiling has a tough match here in Kevin Moore. Moore coming in with a record of 15-1. And Freiling will start in the defense position of the second period. North Penn leading by 21 points, 30-9 in the team score. This 152-pound match, however, is scoreless. Freiling quickly to his feet and separates himself from Moore for 1 point. See really the difference in body types here between Moore and Freiling. Freiling a lot more compact, a little bit more muscular, and Kevin Moore really a tall guy, and that kind of plays into his favor because Freiling is not going to be able to use his lateral drop effectively against Moore. It's always hard to throw guys that are 5-6 inches taller than you. And Freiling pretty much just comes up to Kevin Moore's shoulders.
Yeah, and Freiling really has it in his upper body and in his quads is really where his power comes from. While, with the height disadvantage that he has, he makes up in strength at times.
There you see the difference in height once again. Freiling was able to get to those long legs of Moore, and there's 2 for Zach Freiling. Moore was fighting him off, did a nice job of it, but Freiling persisted and gets the 2. He's up 3-0 now. Good solid low single by Zach Freiling, staying away from the upper body throws against these taller wrestlers. Off the restart, Freiling into a spiral ride. And he'll just cut Moore. 3-1 the score now. Freiling up by 2.
Second period, 1 minute.
At the halfway point of the match, midway through the second period, it's 3-1 Zach Freiling over Kevin Moore, the junior from Truman. Now Freiling looking to go to the front headlock. He's got it in tight. Moore's backing out, though. Knows that's not a good position. Freiling goes to the snap down and spins behind Moore. 5-1 the score. Freiling does a nice job of adjusting there. Had the front headlock. It wasn't working for him, so he just snapped down Moore and spun behind for the 2. 35 seconds to go in the second period. Freiling is going to cut him. Let him go. Make the score 5-2 off the restart. See if Freiling's going to go for a home run here with 30 seconds to go. Quick shot, sprawled away is Moore. 25 seconds to go now. Freiling using those quad muscles to hip in. Look for a headlock, couldn't hit it. Trying to spin behind is Freiling. Moore in on the single. Freiling not in a good position here. He's on his butt. He's got to get up. Got to scoot the hips out. 3 seconds to go. 2, 1, and that's where the second period will end. Freiling hangs on against Moore. 5-2 after 4 minutes. And now Moore will elect to go from the bottom position. We'll see if Freiling wants to ride him or cut him. Looks over to Coach Schätzlein and says he's going to optional start.
Now he just needs to make sure he does not get taken down. He needs to maintain the control that he's had throughout the match and just, get some more points on the board.
Dave Moore is one big takedown away from tying up this match against the second-ranked wrestler in the region at 152 pounds. Moore ducking in and out.
And I think really the only advantage right now that's keeping Kevin Moore in this match is his height. And I think that's really the only thing hampering Zach right now. He's got the strength, he's got the power, he's even got the control at times. But the height is just too much right now.
Here's a front headlock by Freiling, but they'll go out of bounds right in front of the press table. 1:21 to go in the match. Kevin Moore pretty frustrated right now with Zach Freiling. He really just towers over Freiling out there. I mean, it's quite apparent who the taller wrestler is. You can see right there, Moore standing almost straight up and down. Freiling in a good defensive position. Neither wrestlers have been given stalling warnings, so that is not an issue as of yet. Now Moore in on a single leg. A minute to go. Freiling working the front headlock, leading by 2.
Freiling just got to make sure that he keeps control in this match. He can't really lose it with only leading by 2 points.
Might come up to a stalemate, and that's what they call. They'll reset from the neutral position. 45 seconds to go in the match. Freiling backs out, gets in position. Long shot from Moore. He's just shooting from way too far away. He's got to do a better job of setting up to take down Zach Freiling. Now 30 seconds to go.
30 seconds to wrestle, 30.
Now there's a stalling call against Zach Freiling. That's a warning. Quickly in on a single leg. And their neutral crowd really not happy with that one. It looked like Freiling was able to keep his feet in. We had a pretty good shot of it right there. But play is whistled dead. 20 seconds to go. Freiling leading by 2. He has a stalling warning against him. But Kevin Moore isn't doing much. He's got to shoot to win this match, and he's just backing up. Very lackadaisical. Freiling defends the shot, gets behind, and he's going to hold on to win this match. Zach Freiling rubbing the back of the head of Kevin Moore. A little bit of frustration coming out from the 152-pounder, but he picks up a 7-3 win. North Penn picking up no bonus points there, but Zach Freiling with a very hard-fought 7-3 decision over a tough Kevin Moore. I'll bring up the 160-pound match, and Truman brings Tim Buck to the show, and he's a pretty good kid at 160 pounds, a senior. He'll be going against a sophomore, Brandon Hill.
And Tim Buck, his record this year is 13-3, so he's done pretty well. And Brandon Hill, though, he's faced some pretty tough competitors, and he feels, talking to him before the match, he said he felt pretty confident. He's just got to go in there and do what he's worked on all week and just, keep to the basics, and he'll see what happens.
Hill and Buck squaring off at 160 pounds. North Penn leading the team score 33-9. Hill in on a single leg. Decidedly smaller than Tim Buck. Now trying a throw, but unable to get it is Hill. And the wrestlers will step out of bounds near side and play as whistled. They'll head back to the center. Just 25 seconds left, or 25 seconds into the first period. Still scoreless. Buck backing out. Hill to a fireman's carry. Can he finish? They're out of bounds. Nope. Hill's left foot just came out of bounds there, and that is why the play was whistled, much to the displeasure of this home crowd. And Hill does a nice job of catching Buck off balance and picks up a quick double leg. 2 points for Hill. Now Now he's got an arm bar, but Buck fights it off. They're back into the referee's position.
1 minute to wrestle, first period, 1 minute.
Buck has a hold of Hill's arm, and if he can stand up with that or even throw him to the side, he'll be in pretty good position. Now, Hill has his hips way too high. He's got to settle back.
Could be very dangerous right about there.
Yeah,
Hill could put himself in a very different position, and the outcome may not be so nice as he gets out of it, though. 2-1 with 35 seconds left. Brandon Hill in the lead. North Penn, the whole team, leading 33-9 versus RES Truman.
Another fireman's carry for Brandon Hill. 2 fireman's carries and 4 points for the North Penn sophomore. He leads 4-1. 20 seconds to go in the first period. Hill chops at the arm of Buck. Now he's got a 2-on-1, looking to stack it up for a tilt, but only 7 seconds left in the period. Doesn't look like that's going to happen. And that's where we end. 4-1 after 2 minutes of wrestling. Hill has choice. He will defer. And Buck will take the down position, trailing by 3, entering the second period. And the only way Truman can even tie this match is to pin all 4 of the remaining North Penn wrestlers, but even with that, they would still lose the match by virtue of a tiebreaker since North Penn has won 7 matches thus far.
Well, I learned something new today, Kyle.
How about that?
Thank you.
Tim Buck, meanwhile, escapes for 1, and it's now 4-2. Great duck under by Brandon Hill. Oh, that was sweet. Takes him right back down, 6-2. Beautiful duck under by Brandon Hill. Now you see him mashing the face of Buck into the mat. Never liked that when that happened.
Ooh.
Now a reversal for Buck. He picks up 2 points. And now he's got a power half. Looking to get back points on Hill. Hill fights him off and gets 2 of his own. 8-4. Hill doubling up Tim Buck. 1:05 to go in the second period. They're going to stop play. An illegal hold called against North Penn. As you saw by official Kim Smith, Hill drove a forearm into the back of Tim Buck's head, so that gives him a point. Makes it a 3-point match, 8-5, Hill in the lead.
1 minute to wrestle, second period, 1 minute.
Hill effectively riding a one-on-one. Now he slips in an armbar. Armbar and a one-on-one. He's going to run it. Getting back points. But Buck does a nice job of fighting it off. Now he's got Hill caught in a headlock. Hill wisely gets away from that. Picks up 2 back points. And is able to maintain control. A nice job by Brandon Hill to get the 2 back points, but then recover from almost a near disaster.
30 seconds to wrestle, 30.
Hill now with a baseball bat on the back of Tim Buck. Now he's got a half. Dangerous position for Buck. He's onto his back, counting the back points away. 15 seconds to go in the period. Hill now going for a double grapevine. Oh, great job by Buck to fight off Brandon Hill. But now Hill has him in a headlock. 5 seconds to go. Can Buck hang on? 3, 2, 1, the buzzer rings. And Hill just comes away with 3 back points. 13-5 the score after 4 minutes. And Tim Buck has his work cut out for him.
Yeah, so with 2 minutes left, Brandon Hill now leads 13-5. And Brandon Hill doing an excellent job, just reversal, getting control, maintaining in danger. I mean, how many dangerous situations has he been in just 2 periods? I mean, he's done an excellent job, exactly. You know, him being a sophomore and still doing that great of a job over the senior. I believe, yes, he's a senior. I mean, that just shows some experience.
And there's a little inexperience from a senior trying a crazy throw from neutral, and Hill just sags the hips and gets 5 points out of it. He's up 19-5. And if he gets 1 more point, he'll win by virtue of a technical fall. Buck hanging on to that back ankle. Smith checking to make sure it's not a dangerous position. Hill still in control. throws Buck onto his back. This will be the match no matter what. They'll let him work for the pin. He's got the headlock sunk in pretty deeply.
Just got to maintain.
Buck's going to roll out of it.
Buck did a nice job using the hips, but
and
that'll be the match.
That's it. By virtue of a technical fall, a very impressive win from the sophomore Brandon Hill. It appears to have injured Tim Buck. 21-5. The final score. They ran out of digits on the scoreboard to keep track of Hill's points. Buck limps off the mat, appears to have injured his back.
A nice job there at 160 by sophomore Brandon Hill, 21-5. Excellent job. As we see the senior co-captain Bob Hall from North Penn and Lee Cosin come in at 171, a junior from Harry S. Truman.
Cousin doing a little Tiger Woods job on his hair there. Get a little bleach blonde. Bob Hall defending off Cousin's shot. Now is a Russian 2-on-1 tie, but they separate. Hall and Cousins circling in the middle. 38-9 the team score. North Penn has clinched the match with that last victory by Brandon Hill. Now Bob Hall running, looking for a near side cradle from neutral, and using those long arms of his, has it locked up. He's going to put Cousins to his back. He's got to get that head in the near side, but can't do it. Cousin fights off nicely, 2-0. Bob Hall up in the lead. Both wrestlers stand. Hall trying to bring Cousin back down, uses a back trip, but falls to his own hip, and he's probably going to give up one, if not two here. And there's a reversal for Lee Cousin. 2-2 the score.
With a minute remaining, Bob Hall just really needs to make sure as they start, Bob Hall will be down, I believe. Yes, he will start from the down position, and Lee Cosin will start, and he's basically just going to have to work his way out, hopefully gaining the 1 point escape if he can maintain it or not. And Bob Hall just needs to keep working. He had the fundamentals there. He just kind of threw in the extra hip, would you say? And I don't think it really worked well. So he's just got to stay with the basics and just see what he can do.
Yeah, at this point, the wrestlers don't have to worry about the team score. So it's important for these last three wrestlers for North Penn, Hall, Yeager, and McCormick, to just go out and wrestle a match like it's just an individual match. Don't worry about the team score.
Right.
And you don't have to be worried about giving up a pin or trying to get an extra bonus point or two. They can just go out, wrestle their own match, and improve.
30 seconds to
Now
wrestle.
Hall does a nice job of escaping. He cuts away with 30 seconds to go in the first period, leading now 3-2. Cousin with a bit of a height advantage against Hall. Well, uses those long arms of his, trying to get a double leg, but Hall does a nice job defending, and a good reshot. If he can pop his head, he gets two, and he does with 10 seconds to go in the opening period. Bob Hall will just hold on as time winds down in the first period. 5-2 after 2 minutes. Good action by Bob Hall in the first period. Cousin will defer choice to Hall. He's going to take down. So North Penn up by 29. 4 pins for North Penn in the first 6 matches. Have not gotten a pin since then, but have wrestled very well. Steve Cabot, a 7-5 winner. Zach Freiling, a 7-3 winner. And Brandon Hill all over Tim Buck, 21-5.
Right now, I think the wrestlers are really just working for, the specific move. It's not as much of a practice, but it is. They're just trying to get the basics and make sure, as you said, they're not wrestling for the team anymore. They're really wrestling individual. And while everyone always has an individual match, it's always for a team score, which is nice now. They can get in what they want. They still want the pin or whatever you can get, but, right now they're just giving 100% for themselves.
Beautiful standing switch there by Bob Hall, able to get 2 more points. He's leading by 5. And, Kelly, that happened to me a couple times. I wrestled 189 here, which is the second to last match. And there were several times where the match had already been determined either on the good side or the bad side for us. And you just have to go out there with the mindset that no matter what happens, you're out here to improve and get better. And even if you're wrestling a kid that isn't necessarily up to your ability, you want to go out and have a technically sound match. And the wrestlers tape all their matches. They go back, look at the videotape as Hall has Cousin tilted up here. You go back and look at the videotape and see what you can do to improve. And that's one thing that North Penn really has a good advantage. One of their assistant coaches who's not here tonight, Lindley Kistler, was a wrestler for Iowa who at one point won 9 straight NCAA Division I wrestling titles, and he placed 3rd in the nation when he wrestled for Iowa. And he was able to help out me when I was wrestling, and he continues to help out the wrestlers that are still with the program, looking at videotape and telling you what you can do to improve. And if somebody who took 3rd in the nation is telling you what to do, it does you pretty good to listen.
And, that is truly, Coach Chesline's assistants should be really, truly commended for the job that they do. You see every one of them. If they see something, they'll go right over to the wrestler and tell them what they did, what they can do. They pick them up when they're down and also do whatever they can to just, they do what they need to do.
Bob Hall does what he needs to do and gets the pin 3 minutes and 27 seconds in against Lee Cousin, using a great power half, and triumphantly exits the mat, much to the delight of the North Penn coaching staff. And there's not much you can tell him to do better about that match. He went out and did what he had to do.
That's right, and it's an excellent job right there. As we come to the 189 match between Mike Yeager, the senior from North Penn, and the sophomore Matt Smith from Harry S. Truman.
Matt Smith. And for North Penn,
Mike Yeager coming out on the mat, the crowd favorite, as 189-pounders tend to be.
Oh.
But anyway.
Of course, Kyle. That's what she wrestled.
Yeager against the sophomore Matt Smith here.
I guess Yeager's just following in your footsteps of the Kyle Berger regime, I guess you could say.
Yeager's done a little more than I did. He played football for this North Penn team that's been pretty good. And actually that caused him to miss some action his sophomore year. He hurt his shoulder while he was playing football, and that cost him 1 year of wrestling. And so he's only wrestled 3 out of the 4 years he's been here, and he's done a phenomenal job at 189 for North Penn.
Yeah, he has, and he's been a great senior leader both on the football team and on the wrestling team, and just really improving his status. And hopefully with 1:20 left in this first period, he can, show that senior leadership out there on the mats.
Mike Yeager picked up a 7th at that Bethlehem Liberty tournament. In on a double leg. Now a 2-on-1 Russian tie. Did not get good head position, however, and he'll circle back out halfway through the first period here.
Mike Yeager also finished 2-1 on the weekend, losing, as I said, that very close decision match, 8-6. Just a ref's call, ref's discretion. Towards the end of the match, he was telling me, so he's really fighting for kind of revenge because that was his last match. So
a lot of action here. Yeager going for the outside trip. Smith going for the throw. They both come back neutral. Smith trying to spin behind. Oh, he gets awarded 2 awfully quick. That's interesting. Yeager gets the 1. Schätzlein on the bench just sits and laughs at that one. It looked like it could have gone either way. A lot of times what happens is if somebody gets taken down and they get up right away, they just say it never happened. But Yeager's in the hole 2-1 right now. 20 seconds to go in the first period. Seems like the refs just have it out for Yeager. 10 seconds to go. Yeager trying to get the trip. Technical violation, fleeing the mat against Matt Smith, and that'll give Yeager 1 point. That's a little bit different from a stalling call, and they do that if somebody has a single leg or a double leg on you and you literally flee the mat. They'll automatically award a point to the other wrestler. So we have a tie match after 2 minutes. 2-2 the score. It was a good heads-up call by Kim Smith, possibly a make-up call after the early foray. 2 minutes on the clock in the second period. 44-9 the team score. Mike Yeager on top of Matt Smith. They're tied at 2 apiece.
Mike Yeager is a very powerful wrestler, and he can gain control at any time. And he really uses his upper body and lower body strength in all of his matches.
He's got the far side cradle on Matt Smith, trying to rock him back, but Smith is able to get out of bounds, but Yeager almost gets caught. And now 2-point reversal, Matt Smith. And he leads now 4-2. Smith has a leg in. Now a cross body ride. Yeager very close to the edge of the mat. Would serve him well just to step out. And he does. They'll get the reset. Yeager will be down.
Oh, is that a 189 thing? Did you know that?
What's that?
To step out? You kind of called that one, Kyle.
Well.
No, I'm just joking with you.
It was good for Jaeger to get out. He wasn't in a position where he was going to score. Unlike now, off the restart, he gets the escape. And he's quickly to a front cradle. Smith is in trouble. If Jaeger can hook that near leg, it would be the end of Matt Smith. And there you see, he walks around. He has the leg hooked. He gets 2 for the takedown, but loses the cradle. Past the midway point of the match, 5-4 Jaeger in the lead after the escape and takedown. Jaeger has both legs in, riding a 2-on-1 on Matt Smith. Not a very comfortable position for the Truman sophomore. Now a half Nelson by Jaeger. He's got Smith on his back. Smith bridging. Excellent job of bridging, but I don't think that's going to save him now. Mike Jaeger, after 3 minutes and 27 seconds, pins Matt Smith, making the score 50-9. North Penn is really making a statement against this Harry S. Truman wrestling team.
A nice job there by Mike Jaeger. Basically, came out after that rough call by the ref. Really did a nice job. As we see, the heavyweight Pete McCormick for North Penn getting ready to go. Sophomore versus sophomore. Ryan Norris from Harry S. Truman will come out for the heavyweight match. And the last match, as North Penn leads 50-9 in the team standings.
Pete McCormick, really a good kid. I had a chance to coach him when he was playing junior high football. Really a good kid, and it's good to see him doing well here at heavyweight for the North Penn Knights, a weight class that North Penn has struggled in over the last 5 or so years, ever since Joe Gillespie left and went on to Franklin Marshall University.
And Kyle, he's done an excellent job versus Upper Perk coming tied, and basically his match was going to be the deciding factor, and he did an excellent job in winning that match and literally just won it in the final second. So he's really done an excellent job at this heavyweight position because it is a difficult position to do.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, every weight class from 103 up to 189, you're not going to give up more than maybe 5 to 10 pounds against anybody. But from 189, it jumps to 275. So you're almost looking at close to 100 pounds there, maybe like 85, 90 pounds of difference. And
not to mention the height difference that we've seen in other guys. I mean, sometimes it's no match, and Pete McCormick has done an excellent job out there in making sure that his strength makes up for the size.
McCormick to the headlock, and he's got Ryan Norris in trouble. He's got a whole minute to deck him here. If both shoulder blades are in bounds, Pete McCormick's going to get a pin here. Now Kim Smith checking the right shoulder blade of Ryan Norris, and he gets the pin. 1 minute, 16 seconds into the match, Pete McCormick seals the deal for the Knights, and they win 56-9. A great performance from the North Penn Knights tonight.
Excellent job there by all, starting off with the Radisoni pin and ending with the Pete McCormick pin. Nice job by all the wrestlers. Just a great job. Kyle, what are your final thoughts?
Well, when it all boils down to it, I said at the top of the show, North Penn was going to have to start strong. They did. 3 falls in the first 4 matches. They finished strong. 3 falls in the final 3 matches from Bob Hall, Mike Jaeger, and Pete McCormick. And they held their own through the middle. They only dropped 2 matches, and they were to 2 of Truman's better wrestlers in Calvin Simmons and Eric Knobloch, who is ranked in the area. So, North Penn does a great job tonight against a Truman team who you usually don't know what to expect from. 5-2 coming into tonight's match. And to be honest with you, I didn't expect this to be a 56-9 blowout.
No, and I really don't think anybody did with the record that Truman had coming into this 5-2. North Penn improves its record to 7-0, done a great job, and they'll just continue on Saturday for the college match this Saturday. January 13th here at North Penn High School versus Central Bucks West. The JV match will begin at 12 and varsity match will begin at 1:30, followed by the college matches. So, of course, you can catch all the updates and things here right on North Penn Television. Kyle, it's been a pleasure. We wish you good luck and many more. We hear that you'll be moving on to broadcasting for baseball and things such as that, so we wish you luck and thank you for joining us. Thank you for your expertise tonight.
Hey, it's my pleasure, Kelly. It was great to be here. And, of course, for those of us who aren't going to be around here like me in Miami, you can check all the results from North Penn's wrestling matches at www.npknightswrestling.org. They have the schedules, the results, and a bit of history from the North Penn wrestling program.
Well, that's going to do it for Kyle Berger and Kelly Riccardi and the entire North Penn Television crew. This is North Penn Wrestling on North Penn Television. We'll see you later.